Hi there, it's Phyllis again with more of Phil's Fluff. I wanted to show you tonight a mini album that I've put together for a coworker who had a new baby back in February, I believe. So this is his first Halloween, and I wanted to do another Halloween album. It seems that ever since I started card making back in February, I've been buying Halloween and fall things. So it's high time I put something together for somebody. So this is a little mini album. The covers are 6.5 inches square and its pages are 6 inches square. I bound it with my Zutter Bind-It-All using the cinch it rings, and covered the Zutter cardstock covers with the same papers that I used throughout the book. On the cover I have a piece of its Celebrated Halloween ribbon. Almost all of my ribbons are from Michaels. Almost everything in the book is from Michaels. And I also tied it with a nice little black and purple ribbon for some Halloween colors. And on it is a charm, a little hard to see in this light, but it's a C. It's a Tim Holtz Halloween Charms, and C is for Cobweb. And it's also for Curtis, and this is for Little Curtis. On the first page, the inside cover, I used a piece of cardstock, and you'll not be able to see the embossing, I'm afraid, but it's a graveyard zine that runs across the back. It's a Quick Cuts embossing folder. And then I used my Sizzix Ghost die, and it cuts out 2 sizes of ghosts, and I put it on dimensionals above the graveyard, and that also helps to cover my seam on the inside of my cover. The papers are from the All Seasons, they are from the DCWV. It's the last quarter of the year, so it's their fall papers, and all the Halloween papers that I used were from that line. So what I did was I folded 12-inch square pages following the Pink Scrapper 99, Carlene's folding method. And when you do this fold, you get 2 bias pockets, one here, one here. And because this is one-sided paper, if you want, the way you fold it, you could have a white page showing here. If you use 2-sided papers, the alternate side of your paper would show here. The way I folded it, I was able to do it and not break the line of the pattern on the paper. At the bottom is a little glittering haunted house, and it's self-adhesive. It's from the Recollections line at Michaels, and I punched out a 1-inch square yellow circle for a moon and stuck my haunted house right over the moon. When you fold these pages to get the 2 bias pockets, you also wind up getting a pocket at the top. Each of the pages has a pocket at the top, and on some of them I've punched out a thumb hole, because in this one I have tucked a little card that I made. I'll do it right side up, it's so much easier that way. And it is the Spelling Bees, and that is a bird and brew and boo. And on the back I used 2 of my cardstock brackets, and they are from a Colorblock bracket punch-out book, die-cut book, with all sorts of shapes, but I left them open on the inside so they can tuck a picture of Curtis's first Halloween right there on the back of the Spelling Bees. As I said, that goes right in the pocket, and there's a pocket on the top of each of the 5 pages. The back of the page is then ready for photo mats or journaling spots or whatever you'd like to do to ornament that page, and I left that for the parents to decide. The next page, same papers as I commented on. When you fold these papers, you wind up making 2 small cuts, and I had all these strips of paper left over and apparently have no life, because I took the strips of paper that were left over from the cuts for these pockets, and I wove them and glued them down on a piece of purple cardstock that can be used as a photo mat for later. On the back of that page, I took one of the border papers that was in the paper stack and just trimmed it off, backed it with some cardstock, and made a little shallow pocket here on the back. And we have some little mini tags. This haunted house and some of the others that you'll see in a minute came from the DCWV matte stack, and it's called Bewitched, and it has lots of beautiful Halloween foils and glitters and flocked papers. This other tag was a little Happy Halloween tag that we used a Happy Halloween stamp and glitter, and we'll be using finer glitter in the future. The next pocket page had one of the cutest things that I found all year, and that is this little paperclip clothespin, and they had the little heads of monsters on them, and it's from the Celebrated line at Michaels, and there are 6 on the card. And let's see if you can see the other 6: Bride of Frankenstein and the Witch and the Count and the Jack-o'-lantern, and then these 2, the Mummy and Frankenstein. And the Mummy's holding 2 little card tags. They and the haunted house tag were all on one of the sheets in the matte stack, and all you had to do was cut them apart, and they already had journaling lines, which was lovely. So there's a chandelier, and the other one is a cauldron. Back of that page, blank again for a photo mat opportunity. And then the next page has another one of the DCWV matte stack tags that I just cut apart. And then I made a tag to go inside using one of my, it's an Inkadinkado stamp. It's a spider web with the spider and the journaling lines, and I used the charcoal embossing powder from Michaels that is gorgeous. So you get a little bit of sheen, and then I gave him a little spider on the bottom, and I let the spider eat the holes around the edges of the card. The tab for turning this page is just 2 1-inch circles that I punched out of cardstock, but I had a kit from Making Memories that I got it Tuesday morning, and it's a Halloween flocking and foiling kit. So you rub on the image. This one is a jack-o'-lantern. See if you can see him any better than that. And I flocked the jack-o'-lantern with the orange flocking sheets, and then on the back I put a bat. So, and I see the bat shows up much better. Another thing down on this page, right down here in the corner, is a little sticker, and it's 2 eyes. The Creatology line at Michaels was a great set of stickers that had the Witch and the Count and the Mummy, and they all coordinated with the Celebrated clothespins and with the Craft Smart stamps, the dollar stamps, the wooden stamps you get at the front of Michaels. They had all the same characters, and the store people didn't realize that they all matched, and it was a revelation, and I hope they made a lot of money selling these as matched sets. The last page, full page, another one of the card stickers from the DCWV line. 2 up top, held by the Frankenstein clip, and also another pocket. On the back of that page, I made a pocket out of cardstock and again the papers that were in the collection, and just a nice deep pocket that they could tuck pictures in, or little cards or notes. And I even added one of the little journaling tags. Just got these tonight at Michaels, and they are called Recollections Journal Tags. Haunted Estate is the line, and they were on clearance. Gotta love it. Finally, on the back page, I again was covering the seam from where I covered my book covers, and I used the 2 little eyes, and I cut out a heart with my Cricut, ran it through my crimper. Don't know if you can see the texture on that. There it is. And then one of the raindrop clear epoxy Halloween stamps. So it comes out to be I Heart Halloween. And that's the little book for Curtis Jr., actually Curtis III. I really enjoy making them, and I hope to make a bunch more. I'm really open to any kind of constructive criticism y'all might have, ways that I could make this a lot easier, or embellish it a lot more. I don't do a lot of romantic style embellishments. My things tend to be a lot more, a lot less busy. I love the looks of the other things, but they're just not me. So I really think I've hit my style on these with a simple charm on every one of them, and then lots of opportunities for people to put pictures and notes. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know. Thanks for watching.